Hello and welcome back to RageGamingVideos. My name is Olo, and today I'm talking about the move swap glitch. You see, in patch 1.04, a lot of different speedrunner glitches and tricks were patched or removed to prevent them from using them to get through the game as quick as possible. Now, what happened last time in the first patch when things like that happened, speedrunners just found new ways, new strategies, new move swaps, and new glitches, ultimately leading to the fastest speedrun times we have seen in the game. Now, with these changes, some still exist, a lot are gone, and that means people are experimenting again, which I suppose has led to this move swap glitch being found. It allows you to do certain things you certainly shouldn't be able to. Let me give you an example. So Starcaller Cry here is an Ash of War that you cannot move during. It's a two-part slam and an explosion. You can't move during any of it. But if I do the glitch, I can move while doing that attack that I certainly shouldn't be able to normally. And I can do this with any Ash of War in the game. So a really good example of how this is kind of wild is take Melania's Ash of War, the Waterfowl Dance. That allows you to jump up into the air and do these swings, right, and move in a certain direction, but only so far. Well, using this glitch, you kind of walk in a straight line. You have much greater horizontal movement, and you're a lot more in control of it. So as you can see, I'm able to use that to do the old Gideon skip to get past the Gideon boss fight, like many speedrunners are doing right now. It's interesting. They find a way to remove something that's like a problem or a skip or a glitch, and there's just a lot of things going on with Elden Ring. It's a big game that there seems to always be something else to find a way around it. And I find that really interesting, so we're talking about it today. The problem is, something like this is definitely abusable and really does need fixing because you can do it in PvP. As you can see here, Cotton was a very kind training dummy for me. I did the Ash of War against him, moved across over to him where I normally wouldn't be able to, and did the slam right on him, dealing that big damage. I'm not going to say this is easy to do in PvP when someone's like on you and trying to attack you. You need a moment to do it, but if you have that space, which is often available in a fight, and they're not expecting it, you're consistent at doing this, clearly it works. And like I said, it works on a lot of different weapons. Some have very interesting interactions with this where, yeah, you get like a really good benefit, like say moving an AoE that normally holds you in place that's very powerful. A clear example is the ranged Ashes of War. Normally I'd leap up and do a lightning bolt. Instead, I am like basically instantly throwing the lightning bolt so it comes out quicker. I'm stuck in animations, less time, and I'm also mobile during ones that hold me in place. And as you can see, you can follow up on the multi-combo Ashes of War. So while the glitch only allows for the first attack to have that movement and also break the animations, you can still do the follow-up attacks and do, say, the second or third nihil after moving the first one. It's quite funny when we're looking at, say, the big colossal weapon flips, because they come out quicker and they work sometimes don't. It's cool and funny to look at the animation, but you can see, say, the Royal Greatsword, this just doesn't work. Like, the AoE seems to evaporate, or it's placed weirdly in a way that's just not going to work for the fight. But the Lion's Claw flip, that works really well, and you just do it even faster. Again, this is certainly concerning when you can do this type of thing in PvP. I've only done a little bit of experimentation and I found a bunch of ways that this could be, well, unfair. There's a lot of weapons in this game. There's a lot of Ashes of War that we could try and find all kinds of weird interactions that could benefit you. But now let's talk about how you actually do it. It's actually fairly straightforward compared to how I used to have to do the torrent flying glitch. That was really micro demanding, but this does require some quick fingers all the same. Let me give you the slow explanation before I actually do it. So you will need an Uchigatana. This will need to be equipped in your offhand or your left hand. Then the Ash of War you're desiring to move glitch, that weapon, that Ash of War should be in your main hand. So as you can see, I've got the Starcaller Cry weapon, aka the Starscourge Greatswords. That's in my main hand, and the Uchigatana's in the offhand. Then you will need the Devourer Scepter, which is the sort of source of this weird bug. This is what we're going to swap to during the animation. Let me explain the inputs. So, you will two-hand the offhand katana and then do an attack. Now, during that attack, you will press L2 to use an Ash of War. But naturally, that won't work because you're already in the middle of an attack. But all the same, we do an attack, then we press the Ash of War during the swing of that attack. Then, during that, we quickly pull up the equipment menu and choose the Uchigatana and swap it to the Devourer Scepter. As you'll see when I do this quicker, during an attack, I can't actually swap a weapon. So during an attack, they're grayed out. So we have to pull up this menu and wait for this to be highlighted to be interactable. So I'm attacking and I'm pulling this up, and then as soon as it's interactable, I swap to the Devourer Scepter. So let me show you. We attack, we Ash of War, we pull up the menu, we swap. Okay? That's what we're doing. As soon as you have the Devourer Scepter equipped, you want to start sprinting in a direction. That is the direction you are sending your now moving Ash of War. So let's try and do it in full. As you can see, we are moving, and then I can do a follow-up attack to the end of the Ash of War. Like I say, it's a lot going on in one time. It will require a little bit of practice, but honestly, it did not take me that long to get used to doing this. And now I'm able to kind of consistently do it. As you can see, it's not that hard to do. Which means it's usable in both PvE and PvP, and that could be very deadly with certain combinations. Now, while I am far from the first person to talk about this, the patch dropped a few days ago. It was discovered basically right after the patch launched. This is not the first move swap glitch we've seen in the patches. The Bloody Hellish swap was a notable one at the start of the last patch, and that was a primary way people were doing all remembrance speedruns. This isn't even the first move swap glitch we've seen in the whole series, and this isn't even the first main move swap glitch we've seen in Elden Ring. It does make me wonder and a bit concerned how they're going to fix this, but it is ultimately a thing in the game, and it needs addressing. On the bright side, a lot of the weapons that I'm looking at today, they just can't do it. You know, the AoE, the move, the Ash of War, it just doesn't work. The particularly interesting ones are, say, the quicker ranged attacks, or the mobility you get from using, say, Melania's sword, where you can fly to do certain skips over terrain, and the benefits of having a moving first part and then doing the regular second part of an Ash of War. That's dangerous. And while it does take practice and skill to do at first, it does become pretty easy once you're used to it. So yeah, I guess I'm most concerned with the ability to cut animations using this move swap. That's obviously cutting those range attacks so they come out faster than you otherwise really should be able to. Or yeah, making your first attack of a longer Ash of War, which normally holds you in place, make that animation shorter and even mobile. That becomes much scarier. As I mentioned though, after testing a bunch of these, it's almost like the first attack is cut out on many of these Ashes of War. So while you are moving, that attack just doesn't come out. So while this trick works on the weapons, all of them, not all of them are worth doing it with. But it's not like the first attack is completely removed. The Lion's Claw Ash of War flip, that works, it's just faster. So further testing could be done to find out what works best and which is actually worth using this glitch for, but I certainly won't be doing that. I'd much rather this actually be fixed. Either way, that's everything to do with this strange move swap glitch. I hope you found that interesting. Hopefully we see the fix of this soon. Until next time then, I've been Hollow, you've been new. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.